Another college football Saturday. Sean Salisbury here for Open Sports. Let's talk Heisman Trophy and where it's going to come from. The Heisman Trophy, in my opinion, is coming right out of the Big 12. Now, we got the SEC and the Pac-10. Let's look at some candidates, and then you go out to the Big 10. Is there a lot of candidates in the Big 10? Absolutely not. Javon Ringer at Michigan State, but until when Ohio State knocked him in the mouth, that knocked him right out because Michigan State isn't a high enough ranked team and is not going to get enough publicity. So Ringer is not going to win the Heisman Trophy and won't be invited to New York City unless he has 3 or 4 monster games here at the end, which he's capable of. And then you got the Darrell Clark, Evan Royster combination at Penn State, highly ranked team, good team. But again, one of those things that this overall package, the individual numbers aren't going to be gaudy enough for them to win it. So no Big Ten winner in the Heisman Trophy this year coming out of the Big Ten, although there's some pretty decent football teams. Going out to the SEC, no Sean Marino, a guy kind of like Ringer who's going to have a huge game. And with Stafford there, they like to throw the football, and not just a huge game. He's going to have. And they got a chance against LSU now to show his stuff on national TV, and they're going to get a lot of looks. Georgia is because of where they play in the SEC. But I don't think this is Marino's year. We may be talking about him as right at the top next year, along with Stafford, and both those guys are good. And it's kind of tough when you got a great quarterback and a great running back, unless it's Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart, or both of them get their chance to win it. But I don't think no Sean Marino's year either. Out there in the SEC, you're looking at some other candidates. And then there's obviously the Tim Tebow thing. And Tebow's running statistics have not been as good this year. And when you're looking at quarterbacks, the Heisman Trophy is going to be won by a quarterback this year. And Tebow, while good, and he's going to get a lot of looks because he is the former Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. He said his vote would go to Colt McCoy right now. But he, and playing in the SEC, they're always going to get great pub, and they should because it's a difficult conference. But it's going to be so brutal for him to have great games all the way through. Their offense isn't as good this year. Tebow's a special player. Make no mistake about it. But there's too many quarterbacks having great years with unbelievable numbers. Tebow would have to have, like I said, the last 5 weeks of the season, he would have to go off and average a couple touchdowns running a game and be where it's 280 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and 2 rushing touchdowns and 80 yards a game. And he is capable of that, but I don't think that he's going to be able to make a late enough charge to win the Heisman Trophy again this year. Out in the Pac-10, Mark Sanchez, but you know what? The loss to Oregon State, on national television, and Sanchez is going to have his moments, and he's had some big numbers. But once again, he's a quarterback in a quarterback-heavy Heisman Trophy race. This is not Sanchez's year either, and SC does not have that one dominant running back. They got 3 or 4 good ones. So you go to the Big 12. Chase Daniel was front runner for a long time, but 2 national televised games back-to-back weeks where they haven't won, throwing some interceptions. And I love the kid, but he's not going to win the Heisman Trophy. To me, and then it comes down to Sam Bradford on Oklahoma's team. Top 5 team. This guy is having a monster year. I mean, his numbers, every week you look at, it's 400, 390. He's in it. The problem is with Graham Harrell, who at Texas Tech, and Bradford would probably get it over Harrell because he's on a better team, but not much better. Texas Tech's this is a top 8 football team, and they may get better. They got to play Kansas in today's game, and they still got a chance at Texas. So Harrell can shine. I mean, Texas coming to Texas Tech next week. Harrell could still shine, and he's going to put up incredible numbers that he does every week. But he's in a conference with 4 Heisman Trophy candidates, and they're all at quarterback. So, and he won't, as long as Bradford and Colt McCoy, who is the number 1, we'll get to him in a second, continue to have their numbers, their team's the top 5 team or the number 1 team in the country, Graham Harrell's not going to get it. And the numbers, when you look at it any other, you'd say, my gosh, a top 10 team and his numbers, and he'll be in it. And right now deserves an invite to New York City. And this could be one of those years where every guy that goes is, quite frankly, could be a quarterback on the Heisman list. But obviously, we still got 5 weeks or so to go, so people have to continue to play well. But the winner right now and the leading candidate is Colt McCoy. You're going to see him on the number 1 team, and he's the best player. He still has a huge game against Oklahoma State today. And if he puts up big numbers, then it's just another vote for him from a bunch of other people. And then he's got Texas Tech. I mean, their schedule's been very, very difficult and brutal. They're going on the road to Lubbock next week, and he has a chance to put up numbers there if Colt McCoy continues. So what a great story from when he first came in being a starter, last year losing some confidence, throwing too many interceptions, and now being back to being the leading guy. Colt McCoy right now is your Heisman Trophy front runner, and the old, if the season ended today, but it doesn't. And he's going to, and he could also lose it against Oklahoma State, and he could also lose it against Texas Tech in the next 2 weeks, and a Bradford or somebody, a Tebow, could step up. But in my opinion, this team's too good and too explosive, and Colt McCoy's playing with so much confidence. Unless he falls flat on his face and Texas loses 2 in a row, time, like I said, we're going to see the four, like I guess it's four guys, maybe five. I don't know. I think they can take a maximum of 5 or 4 that go to New York City for the Heisman Trophy banquet and to see the award. Right now, if I had it, every single guy that's there would be a quarterback. And it'll be Big 12 heavy and dominant, trust me. But like I said, a guy like Tebow can step up and make it big here with some late victories against, because he's going to be on national television a lot playing in the SEC. Right now, Colt McCoy is your winner. Have a great football Saturday and a great football week.
So you think you can tackle a pro? There's only one way to find out. Click on fantasy at opensports.com.